More drop points for Milan today. They can only manage a 1-1 draw against Udinese, and their equaliser came with the last kick of the game, a penalty awarded. 3 points adrift of Inter Milan, who are in action on Thursday, with the possibility to stretch that lead then to 6 points. Gab Marcotti joins us alongside Robbo. Gab, how would you sum up this game?
Not good if you're Milan. Look, they're going to have the alibi of the fact that they're missing their best midfielder in Benacer, and obviously there's no Zlatan. There was no Çalhanoğlu in this game, although I thought Brahim Diaz did okay, and Çalhanoğlu's no great shakes. But the reality is, if you're missing Ibrahimovic, especially against a team that's going to sit and defend and hit on the break, you have to play fast. And they didn't play with that level of pace, that level of intensity, that level of thinking, where you move around quickly and you create space. And they paid a price for it. They were a little unlucky, I thought, to go down a goal, but still, in the end, those are 2 points dropped.
Robbo, these were the sort of games that they were winning, of course, that put them top of the table. Why aren't they winning them now?
Well, today there was a reason why they didn't win it. And as soon as the team was set up and I saw that Udinese were playing with a 5, they had 3 in central midfield. They had one playing off another central striker. And it was obvious right from the first minute, the place they could go and get space was down the outside. The 2 fullbacks, it wasn't Calabria, it was Kalulu was playing down one side, Teo Hernandez was playing down the other side. And if they'd have switch-played quickly, created two wide areas, got cutbacks, crosses whipped in behind Udinese's back 3, back 5, then they'd have created chances early on in the game. But they were too patient, they were too slow, as Gab just said. And then Udinese gained in confidence. They started to defend really well. And then they started to pose a threat on the counter-attack and from set plays. So really, Milan and their coach didn't get the tactics right from the start of the game when they saw how Udinese were set up. It should have gone to the fullbacks. They should have got higher up the field, create 2v1s in the wide areas and get crosses into the box. That was the way they were going to win this game.
And it looked like, Robbo, of course, for a very long time, that they weren't going to pick up anything. Picked up a point in the end. What's your man doing jumping like that?
No idea. I think he was claiming that he got pushed in the back.
There was a little nudge. There was definitely a little nudge, wasn't there?
Yes, there was a little nudge. And he's thrown his arms up as if he's been nudged. And, of course, his hand hit the ball and it was a penalty. And if you've seen Kessie take penalties recently, he doesn't miss very many. He's a very good penalty taker, very casual, but he still puts them in the corner of the net.
Gab, has the narrative changed from talking about Milan as title contenders as to whether or not they can even finish in the top 4?
No, I think they will finish in the top 4, but there are some people now who are going all Chicken Little and assuming that the sky is falling. Look, I think, the elephant in the room is Ibrahimovic, because he hasn't always played well when he's been there, but the narrative is that Milan can't win without Ibrahimovic. I don't think that's true. I think they showed that they behind him, but I think people are going to start questioning, well, is he going to stay fit the rest of the season? He's appeared in 14 of their 25 Serie A games this year, and he's injured now again, of course. So there's reason to believe that he's not going to be there, and so people fret about the top 4. I think they'll be fine in terms of the top 4, but you look behind them with Roma winning, with Atalanta putting 5 past their opponents, and Juventus, of course, mix as well, still the game in hand. All of a sudden, it's getting a little bit uncomfortable.
Of course, they're still in the Europa League. Next up is Manchester United. United, big favourites, 15-8 on to advance. AC Milan, meanwhile, 11-8. Where do we stand with priorities then for Milan, Gab? Is there a side of them maybe thinking that they should forget about the Europa League to focus on qualifying for the Champions League?
I'm not sure, because look, those Europa League ties come thick and fast, and it's not like, I'll rest players and tank against United and then I'm out and I don't have to worry about it. I don't think it quite works that way. I don't think Ibrahimovic will almost certainly be out for the first leg, but some of those veteran players who are there, especially the ones on expiring contracts, they want to win. They want to win in Europe as well. So I don't think Milan have the luxury of making that decision. Realistically, many of the guys who are missing tonight will also be missing against United. They might worry back, but I think possibly Çalhanoğlu. But I think that's probably about it. So they're going to have to make it work with this group of players. And no, I think the club's intent is to go and try to do their best against Manchester United.
Robbo?
Yeah, he's absolutely right. I mean, if you get this far, you want to go and do as well as you can. They're playing against Manchester United. I think they put out their full side game. The problem for Milan is I'm not quite sure how they're going to win the game. Without Ibrahimovic up front, they've got a choice of Rebic, who often down side and makes runs beyond Ibrahimovic when he's playing, or Leao playing up front, who's quick, but I'm not sure his movement's particularly good. So they're the problems they play up front when Ibrahimovic doesn't. And that's where I think they'll have the problem. And if they hold too high a line against Manchester United, run past people as they did against Real Sociedad, and it's not a particularly quick back four for Milan, particularly if Romagnoli plays.
Thank you very much. By the way, the Gab and Jules podcast drops on Thursday, and guess who will be there instead of Jules? The one and only Stewart Robson. Be sure to check it out.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.